To recap to the our previous discussion, we have discussed about the some introduction about the SAP and the versions information and SAP products and the implementation phases here. So we have the SAP, we have to follow the, when we are building the SAP system, SAP installations comes under the SAP implementation projects. Implementation. So implementation means, so there is a clear-cut procedure where that procedure we will call it as the SAP methodology phases here. SAP methodology phases we will follow. So in the SAP methodology phases, we have the preparation, realization, so blueprint, so go live, support. These are the phases we have discussed. Then installations comes under the implementation area. So which means here we need to build the, as a basis consultant, we are the basis consultants. So here we need to do the SAP installations. SAP installation, that is called the SAP builds. Normally in the technically we will call it as the SAP builds or SAP installations. SAP installations here. As part of this SAP installations, so we have to do it here. Why? Because we are the technical team. We are the administration team here. So we are the core team here. So definitely it's our responsibility to perform the SAP installations and everything. To perform the SAP installations, this is the first topic which we are going to discuss about the SAP installations here. As part of this SAP installations, here we need to discuss about the, so 3 steps. 3 steps means to install the SAP, what is the operating system, we have to use it here. What is the database, we have to use it here. Then what is the SAP, like softwares, what are the softwares, we need to download it here. What is the network bandwidth, what is the RAM, how many CPUs we required. So then how to calculate the RAM size. So like this, we have the some specifications are there. So that's we discussed, right? So coming to the RAM, especially SAP builds, we have the 2 areas. So like it kind of like, so two main reasons we will do the SAP installations here: to implement the new project, to start the new business, or so to introduce the new system in your business. That is, we will do the 2 scenarios here, right? So here for every scenario, this is called the SAP Greenfield. SAP Greenfield implementations are greenfield installations, which means the fresh installations here. So normally here the sizing is very important here, either the RAM size or CPUs data size. How to get the RAM size here? Why? Because every product, the RAM is very important here, RAM size, right? If you're installing the media player, there should be a RAM should be required in your system, right? So if you want to watch the movie, something, some app, some definitely it will consume this some amount of memory. So here we are using the SAP system, SAP application server for our business. Business purpose, we are using the SAP application to store the business data and the transactions. We are using the SAP applications here. So, but this is the business real-time system. Then how to carefully we need to plan the sizing. SAP sizing, we have to plan it here. As part of this sizing, so we are here we have to use the so methods like either architects will provide the architects, SAP architects will provide the our estimated RAM size, they will provide you, or we can also use the SAP Quick Sizer tool. SAP Quick Sizer tool is a web-based tool. Using this tool, so we can web-based tool. Then using this tool, we can calculate the how much memory we required, how much space we required. All those things we can calculate it using the SAP Quick Sizer tool here. Sir, how to get this Quick Sizer tool here? Is it complicated to use this tool? No. Then Is there an other way to get the memory estimation? Normally, so normally the maybe the rough figure we can take it out like non-production systems we can take like 16 GB for so non-production systems and 1632 GB for the production instances. So it depends upon the customer. We can go with the minimum 16 GB, minimum 16 GB we will take it for the SAP. For the practical and training purpose 8 GB also enough to practice it, but it will not give the long run. Long running means so there are multiple users in the business. In the real time, multiple users will log in, they'll do the business. But here, so only we are 10 members will log in, right? So that's why minimum 8 GB also fine to install the SAP. But in the real time, if anyone asks the question, what is the RAM size means, we have to tell like minimum 16 GB here. So minimum 16 GB real time, any customer, they will go for the minimum 16 GB of RAM memory here. So that is the very important here, right? So here we can use the SAP quick sizer tool, or so we can also use the so the rough figures or architects will suggest the figures or t-shirt sizing models. Many models are there to get the sizing here. So we can get the sizing here. So this sizing will tell you what is the how much RAM we required. RAM means memory. How much storage we required. What is the space level? Storage means space, and also network level things. How much IO and AIO input output bandwidth, network bandwidth, all those things we can find out using the this one here, using the quick sizer tool here. This is what we required. OS and all, OS we can install any operating system is fine to install the SAP application server, right? So any operating system is fine. Database, any database is fine for SAP except S4 HANA systems. So for SAP products are there in the SAP products except S4. So yeah, S4 also with SAP application we are talking about the SAP application. So any operating system is fine, but any database is fine except S4 HANA so application. S4 HANA application that's required the dedicated HANA server is required. So we cannot install on the any other database, only HANA database for S4 HANA we have to install it here, right? So for other systems, ECC, BW, CRM, we can install on any databases, right? Network bandwidth should be good, and so then storage also minimum 250 GB or 300 GB space is required at operating system level, and RAM size we can get it out here. So this is the sizing requirement, we can get it out. Then how to use the quick sizer tool here, right? Before we use the quick sizer tool, so let me tell you here when how to log into the our remote server here, our practice server here, right? Our practice server here. So in your system, in your laptop, there is a search bar, right? Everybody having the windows to search here. Here you can type the MSTSC, or you can also type the remote desktop connection, then you will get the so like this here you will get it out here. Here I will give you the our IP which our remote server, how you have to log into the our remote server here. So after the class completed, then I will create all your user IDs. Then why? Because we need to do the installations and we need to start working on the practical side, right? So why? Because yesterday and today we are discussing about the theoretical. So that much of small theoretical topics we are discussing. So, but from tomorrow onwards or today onwards, from today's topic or tomorrow's topic, we need remote server access you required to start working on this one here, right? Here you have to enter your user ID, dedicated user ID. You need to enter here, which I provided to you. Then password also you have to provide it to this here. Then you will get the remote server here. You can see you got the remote server here. So like this, you need to log into the our SAP. You need to log into the our remote server. You need to log into the our remote server here, right? So then after that, for suppose installation, we can do the installations or anything, we can do it here, right? So that is the one. So let's start. Let me open the quick sizer tool here. Quick sizer tool is the one of the browser based tool here. Quick sizer tool here. So it's a one of the benchmark tool, SAP standard tool here. Here we can determine the how many CPUs, CPU power, disk space, IO capacity, all those things we can find out using the quick sizer tool. Using the quick sizer tool, we can provide the all those things here. It's all called the hardware requirements. It's all the hardware requirement here, sizing. So here, sizing is like, so it's very important here, sizing here. There is the user based sizing. So we can define the how many number of users will log in on daily basis. Based on that, we can do the sizing, or throughput based sizing. Throughput based sizing means, so number of line items, order, transactions, based on that also we can do that sizing here, data flow size. So throughput, that is called the throughput size. So either user based or throughput sized based, we can do the sizing here. Here you need to go to the quick sizer tool in the browser level. Here, if you want to go for the HANA based quick sizer tool, if you want to use the S4 HANA, BW for a HANA systems for the sizing, you can use the quick sizer tool. If you are going for the cloud, you can use this one. If you are not using the HANA size, you are using the non-HANA based, maybe some other non-HANA databases like SQL Server or anything, you need to use this one here. Here, you need to enter the yes user ID. This will be provided by the company, organization. So organization will provide you the yes user ID. For your case, so I have already downloaded the software, downloading, and I'm giving everything to you. You no need to do anything here, right? So then, so how to use the quick sizer tool means, just go to the quick sizer tool URL. There, just go to the quick sizer, then click on the one of the tab, then it will open the link here. From here, you can just select the project name here, like, so ECC installation or something like that. You can create the one project here, ECC, ECC development, something like that. You can create the one project here. So ECC system, you are going to install it here. Then what you can do here, you can provide the all the details here, business suite systems. So new business solutions here. So which system, ERP, SCM, SRM, PLM, which system you are going to install it, we need to choose it. Then here, so we can just to provide the all the details, like what is the system here, production system, consolidation system, development system, what is the current size. If you want to go, if you have no details, we can provide it. What is the size of the database, operating system. So all those details we have to fill it. Then finally, when you click on the button, then you will get the how much RAM we required, how much space you required. You will get the all the details here. You will get the all the details here. All the details you will get from the system. Suppose you are using the ECC for the finance or HR or logistics or sales purpose or corporate services or the real estate, from which purpose you are using the ECC system. So you need to select the remaining things. Then based upon that, you need to provide the users list, how many users they are logging it here, either the concurrent users based sizing or the throughput based sizing here, right? So then suppose concurrent users, how many number of users will log in? What is the, so start date and start time, end date of the system timelines here, business start time, business end date here, number of users, right? Resident time. Based on that, you will get the we can get the output, like how much space we required, what is the space. So all those things, how much RAM, all those things means here we need to prepare the questionnaire here. We have to provide the questionnaire here. So we need to provide the questionnaire here to get the how much RAM, how much memory we required, all the information we will get it out here. How many CPUs we required, what is the DB size, what is the CPU size, what is the RAM size, how all the details you will get it out here. So based on that, we can get the that much of RAM, and we can ask our operating system team, our Linux team or our Windows team to adjust that much of memory to the your SAP system. For your SAP system, you can adjust the that much of things here, right? So that is the one thing we can take the help from the our operating system team to build the OS here. Operating system, we can build it here. Then we can provide the, so we can tell them. So we can tell them why, because we are not going to procure the hardware, right? Just we need to provide the how much RAM is required, how much disk storage is required, how much, like see how many CPUs are required. All the information you will get from the SAP Quick Sizer tool. SAP quick sizer tool, you will get the all the information here, right? So then that is the to get this one. Once the OS is installed, then once the CPUs are ready, then once the space, file systems, everything is ready. In our case, we have the OS training practice server is ready. Then you can see the our what is the host name, how much RAM we have, what is the host name, what is the Windows Server host name, so what is the processor, so how much all the details are required, and we have the free space available to perform the SAP installations. Then all those things are rare for installation here. So before we do the installation, we should like to know how to download the softwares, how to download the SAP softwares here, right? How to download the SAP softwares here. Why? Because it's not the SAP license is not the free, it's not the open source, it's a proprietary license here, which means we need to purchase from SAP here, right? How to download SAP softwares, how to download the SAP softwares here. So to download the SAP softwares here, we need to log into the service marketplace that is called the so me.sap.com, me.sap.com or support.sap.com, support.sap.com or service.sap.com, service.sap.com. You can log into the any one of the site, with the S user ID. You need to provide the SAP user ID, that is called the S user ID to log into the SAP system. So that's why you won't get the chance to download the software. It's why? Because you need the S user ID. So who will provide that S user ID means when you join the organization, so your company will be provide you the S user ID. So for dedicated S user ID for you to perform the SAP installations and everything here dedicated. So S user ID they will provide you here, right? SAP S user ID. So here I will show you how to download and how to log into the our systems here. So open the browser here, then just you can just enter the support.sap.com or service.sap.com. Then you will get the you will get the welcome page here. So here inside of the welcome page, you see there are the list of quick links are available here. Quick links here. Here directly just select the software downloads here. Software downloads here. Software downloads here. So that it will be automatically, it will be authenticated. Then it will go to the software download center here. Then here, what are the softwares? What are the softwares we required? Sir, why we are planning this much of carefully log into the system, yes, user ID, and also list of softwares? Why can't we install same as like usually how we installed the media player, movie players, some audio players, how we are installing and watching the movies? Can't we do like this here? No, we can do it. But thing is, why? Because we are doing for the business, one company, one organization business we are doing. So means carefully we need to plan it. Otherwise, what will happen tomorrow? You may face the some issue. Then that time, so the SAP will tell. So initial installation, initial discussing, initial sizing not done correctly. That's why you see the many issues for your business. So again, we have to rework on the all the scenarios, all the memory, CPU, everything we have to done it. So that's the reason we need to plan carefully all those things here, right? So then, so what are the softwares here? So for SAP installation, the first software we require the SWPM, SAP software provisioning manager. Then we required the exports we required, then kernel we required, then DB and DB client. DB client are for DB client and SAP host agent we required. So what is DB client here? DB is database, which means it will store the data which is coming from the SAP application. Normally, the simple our SAP architecture is like three-tier architecture here: presentation layer, then application layer, and the DB layer here. This is the database layer here. So on top of the database, we have the SAP here. Means is database is the basement for any application here. Basement here means in the basement. So basement means you know right that word. This is the basement here. Database. This is the basement means without database, SAP also will not be live here. Without database, SAP also will not be live here. So means it will not be running, it will not stay here. This is the GUI here. SAP is the three-tier architecture: presentation layer and presentation tier or layer, application tier or application layer, database layer or database tier here. SAP is the three-tier architecture here. So in this tier, the first tier we are going to discuss about the application here. Then later we will go for the database part here. Now we are discussing about the application. SAP application layer we are going to discuss here, right? So in the application, to install the SAP application, it's not the one software directly. Oh, there is a SAP software. We can go to the SAP software. Then there we can download the there we can download the all SAP softwares and everything. We can download it. SAP software means SAP installation means not the just one software here. There are the multiple softwares we have to download it here. And also it may take several hours to complete the SAP installation. Not the very much easy for the business. So it's not the very much easy. So it's a very long running installations part, SAP part here. But recently they have simplified and it's very slow, maybe 8 hours, 7 hours, 6 hours, we can complete the SAP installations here. They have a lot of groundwork. They have done it. They have decreased it. Previously, 1 or 2 days it will take for the SAP installations. Only SAP installations. Here, giving the user input is the 1 hour. The remaining 6 hours, 7 hours SAP installation will complete it here. That is the total 7 to 8 hours we can complete the SAP system installations, SAP system builds. Okay, so that is the one here. So application, to install the SAP application here, these are the softwares we required. Here DB and DB client. DB client means it is the communication. This is DB client is a small library. So when SAP wants to talk to our database, SAP wants to store the database level via DB client, via client only it will connect to the database. So any application, anyone, if we want to talk to our database to store the data, mediator, we will use the client here, DB client. So DB client will help to connect to the database here. Otherwise, the applications will not directly connect to the database here. So there is a mediator, there is a exchanger, normally multiple words we can call it as, right? So mediator. In middle, SAP and DB, we have the mediator is called the SAP DB client here. It will communicate the data from application to here, right? Host agent is the small service. It will gather the host level information. Host level means operating system level information. Operating system means where we have the it's a operating system is the it's a OS layer where we will work on the where we will install the basement. It's kind of playground. Operating system is kind of the playground where we will go and play the games, right? Here also in the operating system, we will go and application will go and play the game, and database also will go and play the game. Means it's a playground for everything. If you want to run it, then it will go and play the game, right? We will go play the game on the playgrounds, right? So same as like here. So whether applications or database, anything, if you want to install it, then definitely operating system is very important here, right? So this one will pull the operating system level information. Kernel is the OS level binaries, OS level binaries. It will SAP binaries here. It will communication between your operating system and SAP. The kernel will help here, right? Exports are the different. So either if you are installing the ECC, then ECC exports, you have to take it out. ECC exports, you have to take it out. NetWeaver exports. S4HANA exports. Fiori exports. Then BW exports. So whatever the product you are going to install it, based on that related exports, you have to download it. Related exports, we may have to download it and install it here, right? So then SWPM tool is the installer tool. This is the installation tool. First software installation tool which we will use for the to do the installation. When you start the SWPM tool, it will open the URL in the browser. Then it will ask the, please provide the path of the exports kernel, DB client host station. Then we have to provide the paths for this one, where you have downloaded and keep into the one download folder. So from there, we will do the all kind of things here. From here, we will do the here in the installation tool, we will give the inputs, then installation will be completed. But before that, we need to download the softwares, right? SWPM, exports, kernel, everything. Then how to download the softwares means, when you go to the service support.sap.com or service.sap.com, here you have the software downloads option here. So when you click on the software downloads, you will get the this screen here, right? So here we need to so choose the by alphabetical index option. By alphabetic index option, we need to choose it here. Click on the expand the by alphabetical index. Then you will see the all SAP softwares, they have categorized as a alphabetical wise in the service marketplace. So service marketplace, it kind of vegetable marketplace. Normally we will go to the vegetable market, we will pick up the all the vegetables whatever we required, we will come back, right? Same as like whatever you required SAP software. Why? Because SAP is not the one word, one software. You have the multiple products here, multiple softwares, right? Which software you want to install it, then based on that you need to so get the related things here, right? Here by alphabetical index, which means by alphabetical index order, we need to do the all those things here, right? So here, so yes, here for the CRM, suppose like if you want to install the CRM system, then CRM related things go for the C. B for banking sectors, then E for ERP, ECC, F for Fiori, S for S4HANA, so I for inventory manager. So then H for SAP HANA, so then NetWeaver, then replication, whatever you want, S4HANA, S for S4HANA. So the alphabetical index wise, order wise, they have placed the all the softwares here, alphabetical order wise, they have placed the all the softwares here, right? So then here you can see, suppose we are going to download the SWPM, is the common software here, right? For every SAP product, SWPM, kernel, DB client, host are the common softwares. So ECC, suppose exports only change it here, exports, the export softwares only change it here. So which means suppose you are going to install the ECC, then ECC exports, SCRM exports, S4HANA exports, NetWeaver exports, BW exports, then PLM export, whatever the software you want to, whatever the product you are going to introduce for your business, then respective exports only change it. Remaining all are common softwares here. That's why our basis activities are common across the all the technologies here. Suppose we are going to install the ECC, then go to the ECC exports, then ERP, selected the ERP, then what is the ERP 6.0 or enhancement packages. So we already discussed about the versions. So here we have the EHP1, EHP2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, up to 8 are there here. 8 is the latest version here. Then 9 is there here. EHP8. EH means enhancement package 8 for ECC 6.0. Enhancement packages for the, so this one here, ECC 6.0 here, right? So EHP8 is the latest version here, right? We have the EHPs like EHP 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, how we have. So ECC version, the version history we discussed, right? EHP 3, then we have the EHP8 is the latest here. Then after that, whatever the EHP9, they have really not released, then they have changed their architecture for the next upgraded version for the ECC is the S4 HANA. It will run only on the HANA database only. Then ECC, we can still people are using the ECC. It's not like that ECC is not ended. In 2027, they are going to end the support. So by that time, so we can use the ECC EHP8 latest version. Then just click on the ECC EHP8 folder here. Then go to the installation. You are doing the installation. Then click on the installations here. So then Here you can do the, you can just to download the exports. You can just click on the, so we have to download the exports, right? Then exports we have to download it here. Just click on this button, then exports will be downloaded here. See, exports are getting downloaded now. Right? See here, exports are getting downloaded here. So then like this, exports are getting downloaded here. Exports are getting downloaded here. Then exports only. Not, we are not doing the upgrades, right? Only exports. Then we can download the exports like this. We can download the exports here, right? Total 4 files, 4 parts they have divided. Why? Because due to the size restriction here, so they have then so they have restricted the size here. So now 4 parts here, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, total 4 parts. We need to download it, we need to keep it ready here for the installation purpose here, right? That is the export softwares. This is the way we have to download it. Suppose you are going to install the CRM, then C means it's a E for exports, then so ECC, then CRM means definitely you have to go to the here, then C for CRM here, then CRM exports you need to download it here. CRM exports you have to download for the CRM systems here. CRM exports, CRM, SAP CRM, okay. Customer relationship management, the version, what is the latest version, you have to choose it, then install the CRM system here, right? Download the CRM exports here. So like that, so depends upon the your business, depends upon the here. Now SWPM is our first software. Yes means so all the softwares comes under the here SWPM software. SWPM, yes, it will come into the S. These are the tools actually. SWPM is the tool. Then it's under the tool set here. It will go to the tool set here. Then tool set here you will see the all the tools here. You are doing the installation, then installation tools are available here, right? SWPM tools are available here. So depends upon the version, depend upon the operating system. So here all the operating systems or versions are available. You can use it here as WPM tools. You can use it here. Depends upon the system. You can use the all the operating systems. You can use it here. Which version is the latest? Either the Linux, UC Linux, or Red Hat Linux, or OS 300, or Windows, or Linux, HP Linux, Solaris. So which operating system? That's why, right? SAP we can install on any operating system. So installation tool based upon the tool we have to download the respective installer. SAP SWPM installer we have to download it here, right? So that is the SAP SWPM we have downloaded. Exports we know. Now kernel means K for kernel. Then we have to download the K for kernel here. Just to go to the expand the alphabetical index here. Then K for kernel here. Here in the kernel is the 64-bit Unicode version. Then here we need to download the kernel files, kernel zip file. There is a zip file. So just download the kernel zip file from SAP here, right? So that is the kernel file. We can download it here. Kernel file we can download for here, right? Just click on the OK button. Then kernel will be downloaded. Kernel will be downloaded here. We can download the kernels as well here. So all the softwares we need to download and we have to gather it here. In the before the you do the installation, that will be ready. That will be ready here. We have to download it. All the things we have to download and keep it ready for the installation. Otherwise, one time installation is asking, that time if you download it, it will waste your time. So that's why in the as part of the planning, as part of the preparation activities, so we have to download the softwares, we need to build the OS, then download the softwares and space, we need to keep it ready with the all the softwares, then we can start the installation here. So then, so here DB client fine and SAP host agent. DB client means here we have the databases. We can download the respective databases, DB2, SQL Server, Oracle, HANA, whatever you want, you can download it here. SAP host agent means host. O means H for HANA softwares and host agent. You have whatever the softwares you required, all the softwares are available here. All the softwares are available here. The platform edition. Then, so here we can use this one installation. So then we can So click on the OK button, that will be downloaded. Click on the zip file, that software we can download it here. That we can download it here. So that is the database related softwares here. So suppose if you want to download the host agent, not the HANA. HANA means database topic time we will discuss. Host agent, then host agent is available here. Then download the host agent related files. We can download it. Which operating system? So Windows, then Windows, Linux related. So based upon the which operating system, you need to download the respective file here. So here the file type is the SAR file here, SAR. SAP related any file, any file here, it should be file name dot SAR. Normally, if you see dot PDF, then dot text, dot PPT, like that we have the presentations and everything, right? Dot exe like this. But SAP related any file, it should be the dot SAR. SAR means SAP archive, SAP archive files here. So SAR archives. So these things they have named it as that file name is called the so SAR, right? So any product softwares or everything we need to download it from here only. So many cases we may have to download the softwares. Then here you need the S user ID that will be provided by the your organization. Then we have to log in. Then we have to go to the software downloads. Then you will get the download center here. Then based on that you can start the downloading the all the files and installations and upgrades, patches and everything. We can download it here. We can download all those things here, right? So this is the thing we have to do it. This is the thing we have to do in our case here. Alphabetical index wise, we have to do the all our cases. We have to perform it here, right? By alphabetical index here. So this is the way we have to download the all the softwares. Then we have to keep it ready in one folder here. We have to keep it ready in one folder. Like suppose we have downloaded in the SAP softwares here. We have the SWPM tool, kernel, right? Exports. Then all are there here. Exports and where the exports, all softwares are ready. We have to keep it ready for the installations here. For the installations, we have softwares are ready. Then we are ready for the installations for this one here, right? So that is the installer tools here. This is the softwares we have to download it, and this is the way we have to download it and we need to ready, right? So this is the one. So downloading the softwares means go to the service.sap.com. Then from here we need to select it by alphabetical index, then select the respective file. So then respective folder, respective exports, then we have to go ahead and download the all the softwares and keep it ready, all the softwares, keep it ready for the installation.
One minute. I have one doubt here. So let's suppose SAP FICO is there, SDMM is there. So we have to let's suppose if we want to install FICO, SDMM, SAP Success Factor, so we have to download respective modules separately. Is it correct?
Yeah, actually, in the ECC itself, maybe previously, if you see in the ERP ECC itself, so if you, the FICO, then SD, MM, AP, AR, so these functionalities will come. All these functionalities will come under if you install the ECC softwares.
Okay.
Finance, retailer, all those things you will get when you install the ECC itself. So you no need to separately download the finance related software, just install the ECC, then enable the functionalities, then enable the FICO related functionalities, sales related functionalities in SPRO. After downloading, they can enable it. Maybe functional team knows how to enable it, they can, but our duty is, so we have to install it. Then so we have to download the respective ECC system. Then we have to hand over the system to functional team. Then they will use it for their functional team and everything. Suppose, as you mentioned, success factors, right? Success factors. In that case, yeah, success factors, there is a separate installation. We have to do it. Yes, for success factor related, success factors related to the products, components, everything we need to download it here. If you go to the success factors here, somewhere we have seen here success factors. Yeah, success factors, HCM integrations. So this suite we have to download. We have to download and install it separately.
Okay, so is it let's suppose separate installations? Is it going to add on into the same database, or we have to
Same
maintain a
database.
separate
No, same database. If you want to install on the same system, then it will be used the same database. No, I don't want to use the success factor should be the different than ECC. Then if you install the separate SID, separate one, then that will use the separate database ID. Separate database, it will use it.
Okay, okay.
So one database, we cannot merge the two products, means two SAP systems, we cannot merge it here. So maybe two separate schemas we have to create it, that will create the confusion and everything. That's why, so one database, only one SID, one SAP system.
One database, one SAP system. Means I didn't understand that one.
So if you suppose see here, so suppose in your landscape, suppose for your business, suppose like there is a food business, you are the food business, you want to install the SAP for your food business, then definitely every business, then every transactions, then SAP ECC is required. Then ECC means definitely for the ECC system means definitely you need the SAP and the database is required. Suppose you are using the BW also you required, then separate SAP system, separate BW system also you required here. Then if you are using the CRM, then separate DB and separate DB and SAP is required here. So this is the SAP, this is the DB, this is the SAP, this is the DB. Means for every product you are using the separate database you are using, right? Separate databases you are using. So three products means three products you cannot merge into the one. So separate you have to install it here. Separately we have to install. We cannot mix three databases, separate three databases we required, then three operating systems are required, then three databases, then three SAP systems. So the SAP systems are called one is the ECC, one is the BW, one is the CRM. Separately we have to install everything. Why? Because each and every product functionality is different. So if you merge it, what will happen? If you merge all these three into one systems, then what will happen? There is a clash, there is a business impact. So something is happens, then there is a business impact. So to avoid this one, so people will different functionalities wise, they will segregate the softwares, then they will go for the separate installations.
CRM, BW are different functions by right. Let's suppose within the SAP ECC6, in the first one, let's suppose I want to install FICO, SDMM.
We can enable it. We can enable it for those modules. Those are the modules. For those modules, those are the new functionalities. They will use the common database, one database. ECC.
Yeah. My question is, while the installation itself, it will install everything by right. It will install everything, but we have to enable it separately.
Functionality, yeah, separate functionality. We have to enable it.
Oh, okay. For BW and other things, so how we know which one is going to install along with my software or not?
So BW only specific to BW only. Only BW related functionalities will be installed. For CRM, only CRM related functionalities. Maybe if the CRM related more new features are there, if they want to enable it, then they need to enable it. By default functionalities, they will get default functionalities, default transactions, they will get it out. In ECC also default they will get. But later they don't want, they want to enable the SD related or MM related, HR related, then they need to enable the new functionalities. They don't need to install it, just they have to enable that new functionality. That's it.
So all the relevant tables, all the master data, everything will be there by default.
By default, you will get the master data from the SAP for everything. You will get the master data, but depends upon your business. You need to enable that functionality.
Of course, I understand. And is it the same formula is for ECC6 as well as SAP HANA also, right?
Yeah, SAP HANA is the database. So SAP don't link with the database. Just leave the SAP HANA. For now, you can just ignore the SAP HANA. SAP HANA is the SAP HANA, not the S4 HANA. SAP HANA is the database. That database, this is the database here. Here we are talking, right? This is the database. This is the database. This is the database. On top of the database, we will install the SAP application. SAP application. SAP applications means BW or CRM, SRM, whatever it may be, it's meant. So any database we can install. But S4HANA is the application. That is the next advanced version of the ECC that we have to install only on the HANA database.
Here, I need more clarity on this. I'm sorry to ask you again and again. So in ECC 6, let's suppose we start with ECC 6. So the DB here in the down the line, it is showing DB, right? This is the first one is application and second one DB.
Right.
So while installing, it will first install the SAP application and subsequently the DB, or it is other way around. First install DB and
DB,
then
first any SAP product, first DB should be required. Then
required.
on
Okay.
top of the DB, maybe if you miss my architecture previously, so
No problem, no problem. You can continue. No need.
yeah, this is that here SAP architecture will be like this here. Okay.
Okay.
So here this is the SAP application, any SAP product. So this is the DB. So this is
Okay.
the GUI. We are here. We are here. We will use the SAP application here.
Okay.
So here you can any SAP application. SAP means it's not just one word. Any SAP application, either ECC separately you can install the BW or CRM. So just S4 HANA. So or anything you can install it here. But in the ECC, so ECC, if you install the ECC, you will get the all the functionalities, all the function modules you will get like FI, CO, SD, MM. So then AP, AR. So there is a multiple thing, manufacturing. So some real estate. So many things you will get it out here. Many things you will get. So this will be installed by default. When you install the ECC, whatever the functionalities are, all you will get. Just only in the application side, you need to log in. Just we have to enable that functionalities. Just we have to enable it.
In the administrative point of view.
At the administration point of view, we have to enable it here.
Okay, okay. So while doing the SAP application installation, so by default it will connect to DB and install all the relevant tables and master data inside the DB.
Right. Lakhs of tables will be installed here.
But for BW, CRM, and S4 HANA, so are we going to install in the same application box or separate boxes?
Separate boxes as per SAP recommendation. So suppose if you install the ECC here, then separate box, separate application, then separate database. So CRM, separate host, separate database. Means here with 3 databases, 3 application servers. అంటే ప్రతి ఒక్క product కి separate గా OS కావాలా, separate గా సో డేటాబేస్ కూడా కావాలన్నమాట. అన్ని కలిపి మనం ఒక దాంట్లో ఇన్స్టాలేషన్ చేస్తే అది ప్రాబ్లం అవుతుంది అనమాట. కాబట్టి ఎందుకంటే అన్ని సేమ్ టేబుల్స్ వాడుకుంటుంది కాబట్టి ప్రాబ్లం అవుతుంది కాబట్టి separate గా ఇన్స్టాలేషన్ చేస్తాం.
Core function, whatever the core functionality, it will be by default installed in the same DB, but for the BW, CRM, and S4 HANA like that, we have to install in a separate boxes, including the application and DB.
Separate, we have to install it.
Okay.
Means that's why we have the big landscape. SAP is the not in the single big landscape here. If you want to start the small business also, you require the small business also, you require the ECC, you require the BW, you require the so SAP, this box means including SAP and DB, SAP and DB, SAP and DB. So you require the PI functionality to process the data. You need CRM, customer relationship management. Then you need some other in the landscape, entire your estate, there are the multiple SAP systems. Then you need the apps. Nowadays, business means apps based concept. Apps also we can do that. Then Fiori, they will install it. Then they will go for this one. So here ECC is the one box. Box means one server. Then this is the BW. So this is the suppose like CRM. So this is the Fiori apps based concept. So then this is the maybe we can take it as the PIPO. PIPO also required. Why? Because each functionality there is a means each and every SAP product there is a different functionality. ECC means for real-time transactions. For every business, if you want to do any transactions, either the sales anything, we have to use the ECC. ECC is the common product for every business here, either the manufacturing, either the sales, manufacturing, success factor, HR, anything. ECC, definitely you need the ECC product. Then ECC, BW is required suppose the transaction is old, the transaction will go to the BW system. As a IDOC, it will go to the BW system. Then BW, it will store the data. Sometimes the BW also require the data from, and ECC also it's required the data from the ECC. Why? Because one of the person will login, he wants to see the history of the transaction. So one of the IRCTC person, he logged into the, why? Because IRCTC, Indian Railway Ticketing System, is on the in the SAP. Then he will connect to the our ACC system. He will pull the data from the, he will open the application. In the application, he need the some transaction history. Then in the ECC, it is not available. Then it will connect to the BW. It will pull the data from the BW to here. Then ECC data, it's required to the PO. Then PO will convert this into the some of the JDBC, ADBC. Then it will send it to the CRM system. Then CRM is required the data from the BW again. So then this BW is required the data is required from the data here, to and flow. So data flow will happen. Data flow will happen from always. Then Fiori is required the contacts to the your ECC system. Why? Because few members, they will open the URLs. Few members, they will open the URL, like suppose like IRCTC, they will open the URL like IRCTC, they will open the URL. Then they will book the tickets. Suppose they are trying to book the tickets, some tickets they are booking it here. Suppose like Hyderabad to something, they are booking the some tickets here. So in this case, it will pull the, this is the application which is running on the SAP only. So it is, if you click on OK button, then it will go and pull the data from the database tables here. If the data is not exist, that is in the historical BW it is required, means it will go and pull the data from the BW systems. Then it's required the some sales customer relationship is required, then it will go to the CRM system. Then so only few members, they will use the here. Few members, they will use the apps. Few members, they will use the apps, right? Mobile apps, that one they are using it here. That time Fiori will help you for the mobile based concepts. The apps wise, if you open the Fiori homepage, then you will get the apps. The tiles wise, you will get the apps. Then if you click on the app, then we can do the business from the mobile also here. Here PO will help you for the PO functionalities are processing the orders, payments to the banks, and everything. PO will help you, schedule wise PO help you. So each and every SAP product, there is a functionality, different functionalities are available. So right, different functionalities are available. If you need all this functionality, definitely you need to install the ECC on the separate host, BW on the separate database, CRM on the separate database, PO on the separate database, and if Fiori on the separate database. Whatever, if you want to use the some APO in the missionary side, in the missionaries.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yes.
For every module, there would be followed by a database. That is
Separate database is required. That is the bottom line.
Bottom line. Okay. Oh, got it.
No, not every module. I think it's not a module.
It's every product, every SAP product, you need the separate database is required.
Because the ECC6 having multiple products.
Multiple
right?
products, yeah, multiple products you have. If you want to, suppose we can also install the one more ECC system. That is also possible. That is your wish. How you want to go for, that is your wish. So you can also install the one more ECC system. In this ECC system, you have the very wider business you have. In this ECC system, you can just enable the, so just to FICO, then only SD you can enable it. In this ECC system, you can install the one more ECC system. Why? Because it's very important. I don't want to load everything in the one ECC system. I want to go for the one more ECC system. Here, I want to install the material management and HR functionalities only here. So like this, that is your wish, how you want to go. So then that's your wish. If you want to include all these 4 functionalities in the ECC, that you can integrate it. No, I don't want to go for the everything these 2. Why? Because my business is the every country, every shop, my business is there. Suppose like take example, Unilever business. Unilever, I worked on the, when I was working in the HCL, I worked on the HCL. So they have the, for each region, they have the one ECC system. They have the 3 regions. So suppose like UK region, then there is a US region, then the global HR, global, then there is a Asia PAC, Asia. They have the 4 regions total. In the 4 regions, 4 ECC boxes are there. 4 ECC boxes. 4 ECC boxes here. 4 ECC systems are there. For each region, again, 4 BW systems again. 4 BW system, then 4 PO systems. Why? Because their business is the worldwide business. Their business is the worldwide. Then, so definitely they should have the worldwide business is there. So then, if you install one system, then if you give to the all the customers fully overloaded, then they may face the issues. That's why for each regions wise, they have segregated their business. then they are installed the separate boxes for the each and every region they have installed it. That is our wish. How we want to define our architects, then we have to define like this here.
But if you have ECC, BW, CRM, PO, FIORI, something like this, multiple applications, it will be very complex to connect between all the applications, right? So they
Right.
are they using the DB links, or how they are getting
SAP,
data from?
SAP links. SAP side, we have the concepts are there. So integrations mechanisms, integration. That concept is called the integrations. We will use the
Okay.
integration concept to link from here to here, here to here, here to here, whatever you want. So we have that is called the RFC mechanism. So we have the upcoming topics like RFC administration, remote.
Functional.
Yeah, that we will use it to pull the data from ECC to BW, BW to here, and here to here, here to here, interfaces concept. There are the multiple concepts are there.
Okay, understand. It's a bit complex. Huh?
Yeah, a bit complex. For complex landscape, complex businesses, definitely they will install the separately. But for small business, they don't have budget also in this case. Then in this case, why they need another SAP system? Only though these three systems, then separate license means not costly, then they won't install the separate system. Everything they will install the simple one business, one ECC system. They will enable all the functional models and they will work on it here.
But they never mix ECC6 along with the BW,
They won't
CRM,
mix.
all.
No, they
They
won't
don't.
mix. If they mix it, then that is not the business. That is a maybe training system or practical systems. They won't
Oh,
mix. They won't mix it. Why? Because each functionality is different. The users are different, and everything is different. So they won't mix. They won't mix. In a small landscape, small startup business also, they won't mix all those things.
okay, very clear, very clear.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the thing. Okay, so what I will do, maybe